The patent process can seem daunting, but fortunately there's IP experts to help. But once the experts are involved, many people tend to focus on other priorities, and that can have disastrous consequences. But why is that, and what's the best way to avoid a patent disaster? Welcome to IPY. In the last two videos, we separated the facts from patent fiction, and we discovered 10 ways a patent can help you without ever going to court. Now it's time to pull back the curtain on what you can do to give yourself a stronger patent. Let's start with what a patent actually looks like. It's a document with several key sections, like the background, the description, the figures or drawings, and the claims. And it's the claims that are the legal heart that define the protection of the patent. As we saw in past videos, AI and software are patented as methods, so the claims list the essential steps of these methods. And patent infringement occurs if someone performs all of the steps in the claim without the owner's permission. Ideally, these claims are written to describe not only your preferred implementation, but also permutations of your method as well. And the wording of the claims is extremely important. More on this in a moment. Should I patent my idea, or should I keep it secret? Many technology ideas could be patented or kept secret, but how do you decide? We'll cover secrets in the next video, but there's two main things to consider. First, some IP is just too hard to keep secret. Things that are easy to reverse engineer will eventually be figured out. Things that you have to tell a customer or a vendor risk being leaked. If you want your technology to stay unique, a patent is a better bet, and secrets don't have any of the patent benefits from our last video. On the other hand, a secret might be right if the idea is not an important pillar of your IP strategy, it's not new and just an optimization of existing ideas, or it's complicated enough that no one's likely to do exactly the same thing. And of course, data can't be patented, so secrets are the only option for protecting data. Both patents and secrets have their pros and cons, and both are part of a comprehensive IP strategy. The guide on IP strategy roadmaps on the IPY website has more to help you with this decision. How do I get a patent? The process officially starts with filing a patent application in the patent office. The process can be slow, but there are ways to make it go very fast. It depends on what you want. It's possible to file a patent all by yourself without professional help, but I don't recommend that. Just like I don't recommend you do your own dental work. Success requires knowledge and experience. Good patent protection comes down to the words that are in your patent, especially in the claims, and that's not easy to do, so find an IP professional you trust. When it comes to your role in the patent process, there are 5 common mistakes that can weaken your patent. Mistake number 1, no IP strategy roadmap. An IP strategy is what separates the strong from the weak patent. It helps you decide what to patent and who your patent needs to target. Your IP professional won't demand that you have an IP roadmap, but if you don't know what your patent needs to do, how can they know? A well-planned patent is one that has an IP strategy roadmap behind it. Mistake number 2, not participating in the patent process. Getting a strong patent needs IP expertise, but it also needs your business and technology expertise. So stay involved and ask how you can help. Plus, participating can help lower the costs when you do things such as bring your IP professional up to speed on your business and your technology, do some of your own patent searching, summarize the closest technology you know of and explaining how your idea is different, writing your own detailed description to bootstrap the patent description, and carefully reviewing the final draft. So stay involved and ask how you can help. Mistake number 3, ignoring the claims. When it comes time to review your patent, you'll be tempted to skip the claims. The legalese can cause drowsiness or headaches in most people, but they're also the very heart of your patent. And for a strong patent, the claims need to be aligned with your objectives. The claims are like a recipe with the essential ingredients of your idea, but depending on your goals, the ingredients can differ. You might need different ingredients to discourage copying versus if your aim is to excite customers, for example. Let's look at a concrete example. Here's a startup patent describing a method for predicting cyber threats using AI trained on patterns in network data. And the patent claims outline a specific AI technique that they developed to do this. Now, we don't have all the background here, but for our purposes, let's assume that this startup was the first to discover the cyber threat correlation to data patterns. That was their big idea. And they found that different AI techniques work, but they preferred one approach, so they mentioned it in their claims. But to infringe a patent requires using all the ingredients in the claim. So that means if you use the pattern correlation idea but with a different AI technique, you would not infringe this patent. This patent's claims don't cover that big idea. They only cover using one specific way to implement the big idea. The words in the claims matter, so you must ensure they meet your objectives. But we don't know what their actual objective is. So in another hypothetical, let's say the pattern idea was already known in research, but no one had found a practical implementation. And this startup eventually found an AI technique that worked. So their goal to discourage copying was focused on their AI technique, and the claims included the essential ingredients of that technique. So in that scenario, these claims to a specific AI technique seem to meet their objective. The words in the claims have to align with your patent objectives. So when it comes time to review your patent, don't skip the claims, even though they're not easy to read. Mistake number 4, being too technology focused. IP is a business tool, but many lose sight of their business goal once they start on a patent. Patents work best when they cover how you solve a business problem with technology and not just focus on the specific technology you implemented. Mistake number 5, filing your patent at the wrong time. Many startups think it's better to wait until they have more money. But if you wait too long, you may lose your chance. Someone else may file first, or if you use your idea in business before filing, that can also make it impossible to patent. So if patents are in your future, delay is not your friend. But on the other hand, filing too early means missing later improvements. So how do you time it perfectly? You can't. But you improve your odds by filing early to be first in line and by filing often as you make improvements. Now that sounds crazy expensive. It's not. A superhero tool called the provisional patent. It only costs a couple $100 at the patent office, and you can file several for about the cost of a new iPad or a laptop. A provisional is a bare bones application that only lasts for a year, after which you have to file a regular patent application to continue. But that year gives you time to iterate, to evolve, and decide what's worth pursuing. Your IP professional can coach you on how to prepare some of it to further reduce costs, and one regular application can include many provisionals for more cost savings. This is a strategy custom made for startups because provisional applications mean you can file early and file often. Building a well-planned patent involves the cooperation of experts, you and your IP professional. Working together, you can create a strong patent that will help your business. Don't forget to check out the IPY website for a guide to get you started. In the next video, we'll uncover the do's and don'ts of protecting your secrets.